This episode is sponsored by The Break Room, downtown's best spot for a hot lunch every business day.
On this episode, Michael Griffin with Relay for Life, Vince Frye with Downtown Topeka Inc., James Prout with the First Friday Photography Contest, and Gene Howerter with the Combat Air Museum.
We've got Bob Dole coming to town. He's going to do a little swing by at the Air Museum.
Right.
Well, we're talking about the Relay for Life for the American Cancer Society right now. Michael Griffin joins me to tell me all about it. Now, what's going on? How you doing, Michael?
I'm well. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Now, this is a long-standing event that's happened here for the American Cancer Society, Relay for Life. Give us the elevator speech for those who I can't imagine how they haven't heard of it before, but just in case they haven't.
Sure. Relay for Life was born in 1985. Dr. Gordy Klatt. He walked the event himself for 24 hours, and he had some people join him, of course, and then, of course, it just took off from there. So it's like me this year turning 30, which is kind of hard to believe, but since its inception, it's raised almost $5 billion to fight cancer.
Wow.
That goes to research and programs that the American Cancer Society provides, and a lot of hardworking people have joined every year to get it done. So it's just not only is it fundraising, it's also a community event that folks can come and join and, celebrate those who have, beaten cancer, and of course remember those who have unfortunately not beaten cancer.
So explain how the event goes. Well, I want to say, first of all, it's Friday, May 29th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Goes late there. It's at Hayden High School. Now, for those who haven't been there before, give me a rundown of the evening.
Sure. It all kicks off. We're going to start at 6 p.m. this year, but really our survivor lap and our kickoff are going to start at 7 like they always have. Really what that is our survivor lap is where we get all the survivors that are attending the event to walk the first lap. Kind of a, hey, this is what we're all about kind of thing, because that's what Relay for Life is all about. Other than just fundraising dollars, it's about celebrating our survivors and remembering those who have lost the fight. So they'll take the first lap, and then, people throughout the night will have activities. We've got the carnival guy coming this year. He's going to put on some games for kids.
Excellent.
We'll have ceremonies throughout the night and other events and entertainment. And then we'll wrap things up at 1 o'clock with our wrap-up ceremony.
That's cool. Well, and how crucial is this for the American Cancer Society?
Oh, it is by far and wide it is their signature event that they raise money. It's what brings in the most money for the American Cancer Society. And everyone knows someone who's been impacted by cancer, which is why this event is so important to the ACS, American Cancer Society, is because it's just everyone knows someone, and it's where they get the bulk of their funds, and ACS donates more money than any other organization other than the federal government to cancer research. So that's why I would like to encourage everyone to at least look in and consider coming if they can get it in their calendar.
Now, if I want to participate myself here, what's the process for me? How do I sign up?
Sure.
And what do I need to do?
Relayforlife.org is the first step. You can, get together with your friends, your family, your coworkers. My first team was just a group of people who knew each other through various friends, and we had all lost someone to cancer, and so we got together, we raised money, and we had a good time. And so that's what it's all about, but it's really easy just to get a team going. If you want to get more involved with that, well, we're always looking for help on our committee. And
volunteers?
Yes, volunteers. There
right.
is a lot of work to be done. It's not a very simple event to put on. It's, it's not one of those 5Ks that, oh, we ran, we're done, let's go, have a good time afterward. It used to be a 12-hour event. Well, thank the Lord, it's a little bit shorter now, maybe. So, but yeah, it is a lasting event. It takes a lot to put on, so we definitely need volunteers as well.
And really, for 30 years, what a very exciting thing that the community's come together for 30 years to recognize that cancer is a part of our lives, and we need to do something about it. So very good. Well, I really do appreciate you coming by to talk about that. I hope everybody gets out for Relay for Life. It's going to be May 29th out at Hayden High School. Now, relayforlife.com?
Relayforlife.org.
.org.
.org.
I had one of the two. So be sure to register for it, set it up, and get in there. Get your team together. It should be pretty easy to do. Everybody wants to get out there and show their support. So
and also, if you don't have a team, you don't have to sign up and register to come out and have a good time and see what it's all about. So, if you don't have a team or you're hesitant a little bit, you want to get to know what the event's like, please just come down and enjoy the festivities.
There you have it, folks. Well, check it out. Make sure you get all that information online. And I thank you so much, Michael Griffin, for all that you do. Thanks for volunteering to be here and to put on this event. Now, what's your role with the event? What are you doing?
I am the event lead. It used to be chair, and now
Okay.
it's called event lead. So really, I am just, making sure everybody's
All
doing
the
what they're
wheels are
supposed to
turning
do.
in the
That's
right
right.
place.
I probably have the easiest job of all. So.
Oh, well, it didn't come easy. Yes. Very good, very good. Well, thank you so much, Michael Griffin, for being here to talk about the Relay for Life for the American Cancer Society. We're here with Vince Frye, the president and CEO of Downtown Topeka Incorporated, and we've got plenty of great things to talk about in downtown. Lots of construction happening, lots of new things happening. The big news lately is the fact that downtown's been accepted to be put on the historic district registry. How does that work? What is that all about?
Well, obviously downtown is a historic area to begin with, and so a couple years ago we started looking at the opportunity to make this area a historic district, which would be designated such by the state and the National Park Service. It has to be approved by the property owners in the district, and we met with them over a long period of time, gave them the information that they sought to see if that was something that they thought would be beneficial. But this past couple weeks, we had the opportunity to go before the State Historic Sites Board for the review of the nomination, and the state has approved 3 areas downtown actually for their historic registry. The biggest one is the South Kansas Avenue Commercial District, which basically is from 6th Street to 10th on Kansas Avenue, and then it also includes the west side of Quincy and the east side of Jackson.
Okay.
Interesting, it also includes the City Hall.
All right.
So we are now on the State Historic Registry,
Okay.
and now the nomination goes to the National Parks Department for the National Registry, hopefully. It's just one more incentive that we have available now for downtown.
Something else in the toolbox. That's great.
That's right.
And something that'll help you carry the toolbox around. We have Brewfest
Yes,
coming on June
absolutely,
27th.
yeah.
3rd year. Tell us about this thing.
Well, it's our 3rd year. We started this in 2013, and it was so popular that it's just grown every year. June 27th, will be on Jackson between 8th and 9th Street, next to the Capitol. We have about 150 American craft brews available for people to come and taste.
Excellent.
It will run from 11 a.m. until 3. There's a VIP ticket that allows you to get in an hour earlier and a few incentives, and then a general admission ticket. But it's grown to the point that we expect to have about 160 different brews that people can try, and we'll have about 1,500 to 2,000 people that will come that day.
Excellent. You think back a few years ago, a lot of these events that we're seeing happening, as recurring events downtown, that was one of those
That's right.
events. It's been now back for its 3rd year. It's something we hadn't seen before here locally, and people are coming into town for these things.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. These craft beers are really popular right now, and these breweries are cropping up every day, new ones around the country. So we have them from all over the country coming in for this, the brews, the different craft brews. But we have visitors coming in from all over the state to sample it, and just brings more people downtown, supports the businesses we have, but it lets people know that there's a lot of fun things happening downtown, and this is certainly one of them that we're really proud of.
So if you haven't been downtown in a while, come down, check it out. Of course, the merchants that were down here, they're all still open and ready for your business, so be sure to come down and support them through the construction as that happens here. A little bumpy, but it's okay, because we've got some great things happening down here.
It's a little bumpy, but every day we get closer to completion. We hope to have it all complete by the end of the year, right after the first of the year. So, it's progress. That's what it is.
Most certainly is.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I just wanted to say you can register for the Brewfest by going to our website, which is downtowntopekainc.com, and you can register right there on our website.
People should probably think about not waiting till the last minute for that, right?
We have a limited supply of tickets, so they should sign up as soon as possible.
There you go. There's the advice. And for all the small little hurdles you're jumping over and all the big ones you're jumping over, DTI is doing a great job. So keep up the great work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
To you and all of the staff down there. So thank you for all you do. And thanks for coming by and chatting with us today.
Always appreciate it.
Well, I got my friend James Prout in here, and we're talking about a contest that's happening in downtown Topeka for the first Friday Art Walk on June 6th, and there's a huge prize for this. It's a photography contest. How you doing, James?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Well, thanks for being here. Really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having
You're
me
with
on.
Boho Mojo Reliant Apparel down there, and you guys are the Downtown Topeka Advertising Co-op.
Yep.
All right. Tell us a little bit about this so we can set it up.
The Downtown Topeka Advertising Co-op Association was formed in 2013. And basically what it is, it's a way for the downtown Topeka businesses to pool their money and advertising. It also allows us to kind of talk with each other about, which advertising works the best for us, and it gives us a chance to do duo commercials on the television and radio spots and things like that without pulling too much out of an individual small business's account.
And kind of making them communicate a little more and,
Right.
and putting it all together. So very good, very good. Now the co-op has put together a photo contest here, which is really cool. Tell us about how this comes together.
All right, what the photo contest is, it's a publicly judged photo contest. There's 3 categories.
Okay.
The 3 categories are, there's a landscape, a animal, and
Let's see what we got. We're looking
do we
at a
got
piece of
there?
paper here. Where are we at there? There we
categories:
go.
pets, people, and places.
There we are. Okay, good.
Weather, wheels, and wildlife. Photographs must be taken in Topeka or somewhere in northeast Kansas.
Okay, cool.
The entry fee is $15 per entry, a limit of 3 entries per person.
Okay.
That person can decide which of the categories they would like their photographs to go in. There's a few different prizes.
The cool thing is there's a category prize, which is awesome. It's a
Right.
$50 gift card to downtown merchants.
Right.
And then Wolf's is very generous enough to offer the folks to be able to pick a camera bag from some bags in the store. So that's really cool. But the main prize, that's what's really the prize for the big kahuna here.
Right.
Tell us about that, 'cause this is exciting.
There are 1 of 7 different trips that you're able to choose from. The first would be to Outer Banks, Virginia.
And we're talking about airfare. We're talking about your hotel. We're talking about
Right.
entertainment here, and you can pick from these trips here, that's pretty awesome.
Right, it's a 2-day affair on most of these. Round trip airfare. It's a great deal. The one in Outer Banks, Virginia, it's to see the horses on the island. Really neat. There's a second one to San Diego, and you get your choice between being able to go to the San Diego Zoo, tickets to the San Diego Zoo, or the kayaking the sea caves.
That's
in
awesome.
that area.
So cool.
There's also a Sonoma wine trip.
Awesome.
Premium sports flyaway. So there's some stipulations with that one, but it's 2 nights again. You stay at a 3-star property, 2 entry-level regular season game tickets.
Awesome.
Right. So if you're a fan of a team out of town, that'd be something
Great way to
great.
check them out. Sure.
There's also a pick your concert.
Awesome.
Everybody has a favorite band that they've always wanted to go see and maybe not had the opportunity or the means to go. There's a sailing trip that's down in Miami,
Sweet.
and that's
I could take that.
Yeah, that's 3. Basically, it's a short cruise, a 3-day cruise. You can't beat a cruise. And the last one, it's a ski resort in Boone, North Carolina. It's called Beach Mountain.
Huh. That's a pretty good list of trips to be able to take. I'd like to go on each one of them. We'll do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So who's sponsoring this trip? This is fantastic.
Downtown Topeka Advertising Cooperative is sponsoring this. This photo contest. It's to raise money for the Downtown Topeka Advertising Cooperative.
Excellent. So it's a great way to help them, raise money to make sure people know and bring some awareness to what they're doing downtown, the small businesses.
It helps us provide flyers for First Fridays, and we'll go into advertising campaigns and things like that for all the businesses that are involved.
Excellent. Well, that's really cool. And downtown's gotten really involved with the First Friday Art Walk. This is another event there. What are some other things we've seen downtown with the First Friday?
Oh, the First Fridays, there's the Chocolate Walk in February, which is a fun one.
The Salsa Fest.
The Salsa Fest was last month. There's the Chili Cook-Off. I'm not bragging or nothing, but 2-time reigning champion right here.
Uh-oh, that's you?
That's me. That's in October.
It's very cool. Well, that's James Prout with Reliant Apparel, and we want to remind you that photography contest, the first Friday in June, it's June 6th. Be sure to register for it. You can put 3 entries in. There will be photographs all over downtown. It's the winners are selected by the participants who are viewing. How's that work?
It's public forum judging. I mean, the public favorites in each category win, and then the public also decides by the grand prize winner. It's tallied up. It's a public vote. So everything is public. So if you like local photos, please come down, check them out, put in your own photo, or come down and help judge.
Well, what do you have to lose? And you got an entry for a trip. Like somebody's going on a trip somewhere.
Somebody's going somewhere. And I just want to be the second.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you so much. It's James Prout. Thank you. I really do appreciate you coming by today.
All right, thank you.
You bet. Folks, don't go away. We have plenty more coming up right after this. If you promise that you're going to get downtown on June 6th for the First Friday Art Walk and check out the photographs, right?
Right.
It's good. We make them do that. So that's
all
great.
Right.
Joining us here in the studio is my friend Gene Howerter. He's from the Combat Air Museum, chair of the board there, and we're glad to have you here. We were talking a little bit about that. We had your pancake feed go.
Right. Oh, it went super. We had our numbers were down a little bit, but we had like about 450 people.
Excellent.
And people were really kind of disappointed, and I have to say that on a rainy Saturday and everything, you know what, that's a pretty good turnout.
I think the weather, the way it was, a little rainy, I think you did pretty good for all things considered.
And the program was phenomenal. Everything went so smoothly with our singers and dancers and our program. And I might give you a little heads up tip in the future. I'm doing everything I can next year to work in some Indian dancers, which I don't think's been done before. It hadn't been done at the museum.
Yeah.
And when I tell people, they get very excited about having Indian dancers. And so I'm hoping that's going to be a big thing, and I'm going to make a big thing out of it because I've already talked to the people who do that, and they've agreed that they would like to come and do some Indian dancing, which not only the dancing, but the playing of the little flute and so on. So I think it's going to be a great program. So
absolutely.
We're already working on next year.
That's right. It starts early, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And you've got another event coming up here, some new exciting stuff. And now on the 28th, we've got Bob Dole coming to town. He's going to do a little swing by at the Air Museum.
Right. Bob is going to be at the Combat Air Museum at 1 p.m. on May the 28th for a ceremony that we're going to have in his honor, where we're going to be doing some renaming of in the museum. And I wrote these down so that I'll make sure I get them exactly right, because I guess that we can explain that I'm filling in for my deputy chairman today, Dave Murray, who I want to give a lot of credit to, who's been working hard to put this together and done a lot of contacts and stuff. And so I'll give you his list of people that's coming and so on. But anyway, our what we have is always been our youth educational conference room. Bob Dole has agreed that he'll let us rename that room to the Bob Dole Educational Center.
Great. And
we have the signs are already made and ready to go up. And let me go ahead and just say that here a couple of months back, Congressman Lynn Jenkins gave us a call and said that Senator Dole, when he was doing his tours, would like to come through the Combat Air Museum. And he didn't want it to be any kind of a public event or anything. He just wanted to come and visit our museum as a tourist. And as I'll be telling you in a minute, Senator Dole had a lot to do with the Combat Air Museum 38 years ago when we started, and for a number of years when he was in the Senate, did a lot of phenomenal things for us, too numerous to go through, but I can give you a couple special things that he did do. And so he wanted to go through the museum, and he came, and of course he's 93 years old now, and he has to have a little help in getting around, and they didn't know exactly how long he could last, but he was having such a great time, and very nostalgic and over the military war things and the people he knew and what he was saying, and then he wound up staying a lot longer than he'd planned to. The people were, you know how political people are, they've got an aide behind them or beside them, it's always pushing him along, and they were trying to push him along, and he says, no, he says, I need more time.
I imagine he'd be like a kid in a candy store over there.
So we took him in our conference room where we actually did end up with a little press conference for him on his visit there. And so really that was kind of what led up to this thing that we'd been thinking about a long time, about seeing if Senator would allow us to put his name on a couple areas at the museum. And so not only is it the Bob Dole Educational Center, but we're going to also name our back galleries the Bob Dole Aviation Galleries, even though now he was in the Army, of course, in the I think the 9th Mountain Division that went across Italy, where he was wounded and injured. And we know that he's Army, and we have Army stuff as well as military, and we are an aviation museum. And a lot of the things and people he knew back have to do with aviation. So we want to maintain the integrity of the name of aviation. So it's going to be the Bob Dole World War II Aviation Gallery.
Excellent.
And you know, you have to go through really quite a process to get people to approve to do this. You know, a lot of people think you can just stick someone's name on a door and that's okay. And but he had you know, talk about it, go with these people, and it takes a lot of consideration to get it done. And finally, his department in Washington, D.C. notified us that he had agreed that he would like to do this with us, which we were really excited about. So
absolutely,
that's what got this whole thing started.
Yeah, well, you have a true statesman, and you have a wonderful organization that brings something so unique to the community and educates so many people about some important pieces of our history out there every time someone goes through. So it's really a great pairing.
You know, he's just such a tremendous guy, and you know, it's pretty hard to find a guy like Bob Dole these days. You know, I mean, things have changed. Hopefully that we'll be able to say that about all of our other public servants there. So
no, it's
we'll put the pressure on them to help us.
That's one way to do it, right there.
Right.
Well, it's great that Senator Dole is going to be coming to Topeka to dedicate these rooms, and it's going to be great coming to the Combat Air Museum. That's on the 28th. So if you have some interest in checking it out, be sure to make it out and see the museum and see some history being made.
All right.
All right, I want to thank you so much. That's Gene Howerter with the Combat Air Museum. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope everybody gets out and checks it out.